Thank you for joining us for Open Mic Friday. I'm here with a special guest today, Carol Lipchik from Preston Castle out in Ione. Welcome, Carol. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a wonderful venue for the community here.
Well, it is, and I think our viewers saw today we aired the Preston Castle piece that we just filmed last week. You were kind enough to invite us out to Preston Castle last week to take a little tour and tell us about what's going on out there, and we did a special piece. And I actually have a surprise for you.
Oh.
A copy of that I just finished.
Tommy
did some great editing and film work on that, and I think people can watch it it'll be posted on YouTube tonight.
I'm excited to see it.
It'll be great for you to take a look at. It's a wonderful piece on the castle. It was a pleasure to go out there because there's a lot going on, and the reason that we've invited you on the show today is that you are on the board of directors for the Preston Castle Foundation, and that foundation has been doing a lot for years. I know you've probably been there 5 or 6 years now?
6 years now. I'm going on a full 6 years pretty soon.
And your responsibility really involves the deed and all of the different things that are happening out there. There are some great, exciting changes, and maybe you can tell our viewers a little bit about the changes in ownership and all the developments that are just now happening after all these years with all your hard work. Things are really starting to take shape.
Well, the foundation itself has been since 2001. We got going full-time pretty much on it with our volunteers. That we got the leasehold interest in 2001, and different members were on the board then. It's gone through a lot of different people who have made a lot of efforts, and now coming up October of last year, we got a letter from the state saying that they felt we had done significant work on the rehabilitation so far, which is mostly maintenance at this point. It's not reconstructing or rehabbing yet.
Sealing up all those windows, making sure things are weatherproof.
All the disaster from the roof falling in and all of the stuff that was stripped out of the building. We aren't putting that back yet, but we've been maintaining the building, and then at the same time making ourselves a business where we have a strategic plan and we have a budget. We have put all our ducks in a row now as far as a business is concerned, so that the state felt that we were doing enough that they could trust us with giving us the property now. And so they put it in writing October of last year that we had done the significant things, but they gave us like 4 criteria that we still needed to finish. And that involved the utilities, the power, the water, and the sewer.
Becoming independent with all your power and all the water supplies.
One of which we've completed. We're on our own power as of November of last year. So we have completed that. And another criteria was also the legal description. And we got the legal description converted from meets and bounds to a full-fledged description.
Defining all of your boundaries, exactly where the property lines are.
And then they changed it up on us, and we've now redone some of the boundaries. So we have Matt Toma of Toma Associates working for us, and he had done it before in the past for us too, so their firm has been one of those very helpful donations that we couldn't do without.
Matt has done a lot of work, not a lot of work, but a few different things for me survey-wise.
So as soon as
great company.
As soon as the legal description is completed, which I think in another week or so we'll have it done, and then it's approved again through the state and general services process, then they'll start processing the deed for us. And we're excited about that because the deed means that we can go look for other types of financing that we wouldn't be open to with just the leasehold situation, and kind of the way the leasehold was written was a little ambivalent, and so now we'll have a firm fee ownership in the property, and we can go after the proper financing to get it totally rehabbed.
And for donors to know that they're investing in something that they are going to see progress with, and that
Exactly.
a long-term commitment, make that commitment to and see that progress and know that it's going to continue to keep growing. I know when we did your filming, we were standing outside on a little brick walkway that you just put together that allows donors to actually purchase a little Keystone brick inexpensively. I paid, at the Giants Stadium out there in San Francisco, I have a brick with my name on it, and it wasn't $100. It was quite expensive. They
Maybe
actually
we
sent
should
me.
revisit this.
They actually sent me one in the mail. I got my own brick at home.
Oh, nice.
But they can put their name on a brick out there that's going to be long-lasting for I think $60 or $100 or something. That's a wonderful way to contribute.
I think, I'm not in charge of that. Alan Trimble started it, and I think it's like $50 for the smaller size and $100 for the bigger
Wow,
size.
that's great. Yeah.
And it's a wonderful way to contribute, but know that your name's out there
Right,
too,
right.
because a lot of our donations are there in that building, but you don't know right where.
Well, I don't want to
So-
tell you what a brick costs,
Yeah.
what it's worth.
Yeah.
The castle out there is amazing. I've taken tours out there with my family. We were invited out to do a nighttime. It went into the evening. It was a private kind of mixer, and you guys are always having events out there. And we're going to talk a lot about your events that you do out there at the castle in the second half of the show. And but we went out for a tour. It was around Halloween, and you had there's one room with the padded walls, and you really get a sense of what was actually going on out there.
Our Halloween program came online a few years back, and they've improved every year, and it's a big event. It's
Right,
a very big
Well,
event.
I'm sure people are familiar with the castle. It's just an amazing place out there. I'll just stick an old photo that I liked. I had to bring over, and it's going to be right in front of my face here, but it's an old photo of the castle. And in our filmed piece, we have some beautiful, shots during a wonderfully sunny day, but making the place look very glamorous. But the inside, one of my favorite photos here are all the old sinks and some of the old fixtures that are still lying around that can be restored. And throughout the castle, you just see the old walls and all the texture of the place. And it's an exciting tour to take.
It is.
Because the history there was kind of a penitentiary for boys. They brought some even over from San Quentin that they didn't want to put in a regular prison, and kind of a
Right.
reform school.
It was a
And,
really progressive move in the corrections system where they decided to try rehabilitation with the boys, the juveniles mostly, so they wouldn't be in with the hardened criminals in San Quentin. And the history of that experiment is important to our national significance and the historic part of rehabbing the castle.
Well, we're going to talk more about the castle and the history, and this is where the show gets really wild. We bring out the wild animal to spin the wheel, Butter, and she's with us today. And we'll have a little butter break here, and we'll be right back with Carol Lipchik from Preston Castle Foundation. So please stay tuned.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.